Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce GTX 1660 Super in Battlefield 6. This one is the HP OEM version of the card. I'm running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power Up's GPU Z, and over on the left I'm pairing it with the i5-12600KF and 32GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? And let's go over the settings first. I'm starting at 1080p resolution, and we're also going to test this one at 1440p, maybe even 4K, which is not adequate, but hey, it's all for science. And we're on the lowest settings here, although I will also try 1080p medium settings, which might still be playable here. And over on the advanced settings, I'm using no anti-aliasing and no upscaling, no FSR FG. So this is native 1080p resolution, lowest settings for that competitive experience. And, well, my friends, we're getting... Tá aqui uma melga. Bam! Goodbye, Bob. Where were we? Well, yes, let's start counting our FPS. We're getting around 80 to 90 frames per second. This is, I think, quite a bit better than I remember the 1660 Ti doing. Or was it the 1660? Maybe it was the 1660 non-Ti, non-Super. Yeah, I tested that GPU in the beta. The game is running a little bit better right now than it did back then. But, yeah, this is quite a bit better than that 1660 non-super GPU. So if you have this GPU, even though this is worse, supposedly, than the minimum requirements card for this game, which is an RTX 2060, you can play it absolutely fine. It's going to perform flawlessly here at the lowest settings, of course, even on medium settings, possibly. Yeah, this is quite an enjoyable experience right here, my friends. Oh, yes, it is. I would have zero problems recommending this experience with a 1660 Super. Just make sure that you have a CPU that's capable enough of providing these frames as well. Something like a Ryzen 5 5600, for example, should do it absolutely fine. There we go, another one down right there. Come on, okay, gotta reload. Or, of course, like this 12600KF overclocked, maybe a 12400F as well. That should be good enough for like 100-ish FPS, so it won't bottleneck this GPU here. And that's quite nice to see, you know. I really like to see games that are well optimized, that can take advantage of these older GPUs, older architectures as well, and don't rely on like ray tracing and Lumen and software RT and so on. This is good. Oh man, they're capturing A, but someone's got to deal with the freaking snipers, right? Look at that one over there. I actually hit that shot, but it wasn't a headshot, sadly. Maybe I should not go with the sniper rifle. Let's go. Let's see if I can get these guys from here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Where are they? Shot that one. 69 HP. Let's try the engineer here. They're pushing us with a tank, so we need to be careful. There he is. All right. Need to get rid of those two tanks over there. Then we might stand a chance, right? There we go. That was another hit there, even though I couldn't really see him. Come on. I wonder what my team is doing. Okay, so everybody's camping here. I see why we're losing. Like, move to the objective, people. What the heck, bro? Oh, we're gonna lose these two as well. That was really easy for the enemy team, actually. Oh, man. I even swapped to the assault class over here. Try and do something, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm back to the medic class. It seems like our best shot at this is keep our teammates alive, even if they don't do anything. But as long as they're in the objective, we're good, right? Oh, man. Okay, okay, okay. No, don't die on me, soldier. Don't die. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, guy over there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That took a while as well. Oh, they're coming from there. At least we're not attacking with this team. That would be so frustrating to be stuck in the same objective every single time. But hey, you get the idea, right? It performs wonderfully with the 1660 Super. I don't really feel at a major disadvantage here, or at any disadvantage at all, right? Because why is no one in the gunner position here? Like, this is OP. Come on, people. Start using the vehicles properly. Can't really do much against that tank over there, though. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Guy over there. Leaping bastard. Can't really do much. Okay. Okay. Our tank is in a very bad position. He's about to just die there, I think. Unless... Wait. We got engineers everywhere, though. So that's great. So, if I had a 1660 Super, I would be super happy with these FPS. There's no need to utilize upscaling or frame generation over this, although I'll still try it because some people will enjoy a few higher frame rates. So let's try it with FSR quality. This puts us up into the 100s, but at the cost of visual clarity, which is very important in a game like Battlefield because you need to see people from a distance, you know, and hit those shots and so on. And especially if you don't have a 3x scope on an SMG or a 6x scope on a sniper rifle or an assault rifle or whatever, it's gonna be hard to spot people. Why am I throwing smoke? I'm helping the enemy team. You know what? Maybe we should help the enemy team. They deserve to win this one. Oh, man. Come on. Oh, boy. Okay, one down there. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, we're good. Sniper bastard over there. Okay. No. They're coming from here as well and up there. Of course they are. Like, usually these breakthrough matches here in this map go the other way. Right? Like, the enemy team, the attacking team, just gets completely stomped by the defending team. But not today, my friend. No. Now, okay, not even with a sniper rifle I can do anything. Like, they're using the tanks and everything at their disposal pretty well. All right, we got that one at least. There are more of them down there. I'm hearing a lot of sniper shots going past me. So I'm gonna be dead in a second. Dead, not dad. Come on, I mean, we're not here making babies. 109 FPS average. It is definitely feeling smoother than before. All right, but again, at that cost of visual clarity, I don't think I would utilize FSR here, okay? It was still a buttery smooth experience, and unless you have like a 3-inch monitor, or like, come on, like a 7-inch monitor, maybe 15-inch monitor, this won't really look all that good. All right, let's just res these guys over here. Yes, they're coming from here. What the heck, bro? And nobody does anything about it at all. Oh, come on. I got you, Digimoon. Let's go. Everything's fine. Oh, I just jumped there for some reason. Hello? There's an enemy. I didn't even notice. Oh, boy. Oh, where are they coming from? Maybe over here? All right, I'm going to put down... Actually, never mind. I was going to put down an ammo crate. Oh, hello. Oh. That was my time to shine there. Never mind, we're still shining in first place. But let's stop it right there, guys. I want to try something else. I want to try FSR off, but frame generation enabled. And this is another thing that I would never do, because right now, it just looks so motion blurry right now, guys. In motion, you actually do get a few duplicated frames and stuff like that. It just looks ugly, in my opinion, with FG enabled, FSR FG that is, in this game. And you get a lot of input lag, which is no good, of course, for a first-person shooter. I can still play like this because the baseline FPS were good enough. What is this? What are all of these things? Okay, I thought there were bugs, but no, they're just holding these antennas in place. Never mind. But yeah, the FPS sure look good there on the corner, but it feels less snappy. It feels less responsive than it did without the frame generation. Let's destroy that thing. There we go. That's about all that I can do with this amount of input lag, actually. So I don't like it. All right, I don't like it. The way to play this game, in my opinion, with this GPU is just this. Just disable anti-aliasing, disable upscaling, disable frame generation. It's gonna look a little bit shimmery, yes, but you get good FPS, as you can see right now. Actually, this part of the map is less intensive than where we started, so getting a few higher FPS. My gosh, they're right there. Yeah, they're probably around here, yes. A couple of them. Okay, there's still another one that knows we are here. Yes, that guy over there. I'm gonna throw smoke on his face. Yeah. And now I'm gonna shoot the smoke. Okay, we got him. That actually worked, I can't believe it. Wait, I know, yes. They're spawning here as well. Okay. Ooh, so many. They know. Oh my god. Okay, come on. Let's get these guys. Reload. Reload. They don't know that we're here. Oh, man. I mean, I feel like I'm alone playing against these guys. Look at this, 27 kills. But that was good. That was still a lot of fun, even though we were losing. Okay, so we clearly only lost that because we were playing with frame generation for a little bit of it. So from now on, I'll keep that disabled. Anyway, let's go up to 1440p resolution now, using the low settings still, all right? And everything turned off right here, aside from reflex, which you want to turn that on. All right, we're defending again in Breakthrough. Let's see if this team is any better. So we're getting 60 plus FPS, depending on where you are in the map. But where this map is more intensive is inside of those warehouses in later objectives. So we'll need to get there and see. As you can see, this is the warehouse that I was telling you about. There are plenty of these throughout the map. Over there as well. Over there. That's not really a warehouse, but it also drops a little bit of FPS inside. You can see that it does dip down quite a bit into the 50s, unfortunately. So this is not really an adequate experience at 1440p. I feel like this GPU should be meant for 1080p resolution gaming, and you should have a 1080p display with it. However, I did actually try the 1660 Ti back in 2019, 2020 or so. That was my main GPU back then, until I bought the 5700 XT. And I was playing on a 1440p monitor. Back then, it did a great job. Even with 6 GB of VRAM, games were a little bit more optimized than they are these days, so that helps, of course. And it's still good to see that it's somewhat capable with Battlefield 6. Oh man, there's a big tank over there. Alright, finally, we got what I was searching for, them bastards. Alright, there's one there. Come on, there it is. Okay, let's get some of them tickets. That was absolutely terrible. Spray control. But we got this, we got this. Okay, okay. All right, no! I was putting down an ammo crate. But let's try it with FSR quality next at 1440. This is rendering a 960p resolution image and upscaling it to 1440p. Doesn't look as good as the LSS, unfortunately, because this is an older version of FSR. It's not that great looking, but it's definitely a little bit better, I believe, than just lowering down the resolution to 1080p on your 1440p display. Unless you don't care about the aliasing and jagged edges and so on. In that case, go ahead and lower down your resolution, because it's still going to be a sharper image that way because of the no AA, the option that they gave us to use no anti-aliasing in this game. I love that, actually. More games should do that, even if it means tons of aliasing. At least there's an option. Come on. Oh boy, everything is exploding. We're lasting longer than the previous game, guys. That's amazing. There's a tank over there. Oh! You know what? I'm happy with what just happened. I prevented that rocket from the other tank to hit my tank. This guy's still here. Should I just stay inside of the tank? I'll get points, probably, by doing nothing. Nah, that's not me, guys. But yeah, guys, at 1440p with FSR quality, it does look decent, but it's still not ideal, in my opinion, because it's a bit too soft, in my opinion, guys. But if you're playing it like with a 24-inch 1440p resolution display, which I have tested one in the past, the PPI is pretty high, and FSR quality there at 1440p will look quite a bit better than it's looking in my monitor that I'm using right now, because this is a 27-inch 4K. Also, we saw it dropping from 60 FPS slightly there when we were repairing the tank. I noticed that. I felt that as well. So it will dip down here and there, but it's not going to happen very often. So most of the time, you're going to be above 60 FPS. It's going to feel smooth. It's definitely a playable experience, but you know me, I want my 60 plus FPS all of the time in this game. And for that, I would just choose 1080p low settings. Anyway, let's disable FSR quality. I'm not going to enable frame generation. Okay, some people might like it. So here we go. Frame generation enabled. It looks super blurry. It has motion blur everywhere and ghosting and whatnot. It just, yeah, I really don't like it in this game. In most games, honestly. It's just, single-player games, it's fine. But multiplayer shooters, no. It also affects input lag, of course. Oh my god, what is happening? They just destroyed the building over there. Yeah, that wall is gone. And I can feel a lot of input lag here. Thing is, you aren't really going to be able to build up any muscle memory to flick shot and so on with frame generation enabled, so no. Alright, but hey, you get like 100 to 110 FPS average there. And next up, let's try 4K resolution. We're well above our VRAM threshold limits over there. Yep, that's not good. Still on low settings. No FSR, no frame generation. I mean, that's actually not too bad. Especially given that the game still looks pretty good on low settings. Like, this is doable-ish. If it stays at 30 FPS, it would be doable, but of course, it's not staying at 30 FPS, so it's pretty bad. Still feels more responsive somehow than with frame generation enabled, which is incredible. Obviously, 4K was never going to work properly with a 1660 Super, but I still wanted to give it a shot anyways. Let's try Performance FSR though, because Performance FSR renders the game at 1080p and then it upscales it to 4K. Obviously, you still lose a lot of performance compared to just playing at native. Thank you for killing me, buddy. You lose a lot of performance compared to 1080p native by using FSR Performance at 4K. It also does look a lot better than 1080p though. If you're running a 4K panel, this is actually pretty good looking. There we go. Okay. I'm not digging the 30 frames per second experience, guys. It is playable, however. I did play my fair share of games back in the days with 30 to 40 frames per second, and that's exactly what we're getting here. So one could actually get used to this, but at this point, even if you have a 4K display, I would just choose to lower it down to 1080p, play on low settings, native resolution, 60 FPS all over the time. And don't get me started on frame generation. With these FPS, there would be a frick ton of input lag to the point where you'd be thinking that you are killing someone, but you are dead 3 seconds ago in reality. Finally, we're back to 1080p resolution and let's try it with the medium settings. Not preset because I will make an adjustment. I'll lower the texture quality from high to low. There's no medium, there's no in between, okay? That still puts us very close, actually surpassing the maximum threshold over there on the video memory, but it should be fine. Alright, so this map is good because it has a lot of details. I think it's a little bit more VRAM intensive, or it consumes a bit more VRAM here. But yet we are still getting 60-ish frames per second. Look at that, guys. This is actually a decent experience still. Alright, I'm liking this. It's not going to be as stable as before, obviously. But no one expected that, right? It's medium settings. After all, not lowest. Alright, wait. Threw a smoke grenade there. Which is fine, actually. So I'm feeling a lot of little spikes in the frame time graph. So that the game is definitely having some stuttering issues because of the VRAM, I think. It probably already swapped some things into the RAM, and that's why we keep seeing those little spikes. Or maybe it swapped when those spikes happened, like these ones over here, yeah. That is actually VRAM related, even though it doesn't seem like the game is using a lot of it. We're doing this. I think I'm gonna flank them a little bit here. Can I do this? Can I flank? No, there's no one here to flank, okay. Wait. There we go. So this is playable. Would I play on medium settings? No. The low settings were perfect. The most noticeable changes are the shadows are definitely a bit more detailed and better looking. There is ambient occlusion as well, but I wouldn't really trade my sweet 60 plus frames per second all of the time with zero stuttering issues for this experience. It's just not worth it, obviously. So don't do it, guys. Oh, this is friendly, okay. Okay. It also doesn't really stay above 60 very often, as you can see, dropping into the 50s. Okay, there we go, there we go. That was a nice res, thanks, DG Moon. All right. Yeah, 58 right there. it's just not as snappy, it's not as fluid as it was before on low settings. And honestly, this is what I was expecting if I didn't know the game was really well optimized and so on, and looked at the requirements asking for a 2060. I would think a 1660 Super would probably deliver this experience. 60 FPS, actually no, worse than this, right? So it's surpassing our expectations by quite a lot already. I would think this would be able to get this on the low settings, not on the medium settings that we're playing on at the moment. But let's try one more thing. FSR quality here on medium settings. All right, we're in the middle of a smoke already. Some fire effects on screen. Shooting people, dying. Okay. Yeah, 60 was the minimum there. So it is actually quite stable, isn't it? I'm gonna res this guy over here. Oh, hello there. Okay. I think I was seeing a blue name on top of that guy. Probably from someone behind him. Start counting our FPS. I totally forgot about that. Let's keep on going here. I'm still feeling a little bit of stuttering sometimes. So obviously stick to the low settings if you don't like stuttering. But hey, maybe you've grown accustomed to stuttering because you started PC gaming in 2025 and all of the games pretty much stutter. It still drops from 60 FPS. Did you see that, guys, over there? At least it averages 69 now with FSR on quality, but it is not amazing. It's not the most stable thing. And with that said, since we've already played with the best settings for this GPU, in my opinion, I think that's been it for this one. Thanks very much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, love you all. Bye-bye.